Good morning. My name is Celestino Luis. I am a GCU student, and this is my reflective video on my student teaching and what it means to me and what I've learned. So, for starters, I'd like to say that I've learned that teaching definitely is not easy. Teaching is more than just a teacher lecturing or counseling students. There's a lot of grading, preparation work, lesson planning that goes behind everything. So, I have taken a huge, emphasis on developing that part of the teaching program for myself and how I will better myself and better prepare my lessons to change my lessons and change the way I teach in the classroom and turn it more into an experience so students are more fulfilled with knowledge and students are more, not only engaged in the content but happy to be in the classroom. The next thing that I've learned drastically is pretty much building respect and trust and expectations in the classroom. I have found that keeping these communication channels open and not necessarily developing a whole list of rules like 1 through 10, but rather developing these ethics of respect in the classroom go a lot further than just telling students what not to do and what they can do. So with that being said, I feel like that by developing this sense of respect in the classroom, by changing the environment from being controlling to being students' mentor and showing them the respect so that they show respect back is the future of the classroom. We need to play on and teach on the emotions of our students and not so much of controlling them. With this new age of students coming in, I feel like students are more evolving. So these old tactics or these old ways of teaching might have worked extremely well in the past, but I think today and in the future, we need to go forward by building these communication channels and these environments of respect. Also, I have learned that there are a lot of resources online that we can use to help broaden our knowledge, to help broaden our students' knowledge, to get them to engage in the content more. I realized that lecturing cannot be the main idea of the classroom anymore. Students have low attention spans. Students get very bored easily. So we can't lecture the entire classroom day. With that being said, I feel like we need to find and develop new ways to get students engaged in the content and get them to show their knowledge more. This also goes the same with tests. No longer, I think, tests are an accurate form of showing or displaying students' content knowledge or understanding. Tests shows that students can memorize certain content ideas and certain main ideas, but it doesn't really demonstrate whether or not they truly understand the content. I feel like the best way to do this is through the reading and writing objectives and reading and writing content areas to get students to write their thoughts on paper. But with that being said, though, most students, especially in the general education classes where I teach at Rialto High School, for my student teaching, many students don't know how to write or accurately depict their ideas on paper. So I feel like as educators moving forward, we need to build our communications with one another and also show our students that we will never give up on them. And that's where it comes in teaching the Christian worldview. I feel like by teaching the Christian worldview, we can teach our students not necessarily specifically about Christ, but we can teach them the importance of never giving up and always depending or leaning on themselves through Christ. So by teaching this Christian worldview, we can be able to get students to accurately motivate themselves to want to participate in the classroom and to want to do better in the classroom, not for the teacher, but for themselves. Thank you, and this has been my reflective statement.